All right. Hello, hello.
Hello, friends.
We're back.
Hello, everyone.
Happy Friday, everyone. We never stream on Fridays anymore, so this is
Yeah.
I'd say this is kind of fun, but it really doesn't feel any different from Thursday. So,
You get the rare Friday.
woo. So yeah, we're back on Great Ace Attorney. All of us are here. Let's do intros first. I'm Kels. I usually play the defense, but Lemur and I have swapped roles I assume just for this trial. I don't know.
I hope so. I don't like this.
You don't like this?
We can
What?
always
I thought you would love this.
we can always swap
No,
if it
fine.
continues on in later trials. We can figure it out.
Yeah.
But
I love girl bossing.
yes, exactly. Usually I play Ryunosuke Naruhodo, but I've been playing the judge, and
And judging people.
I have been judging a lot of people. Also, I played the world's worst reporter last time, so didn't forget that.
Yeah, he was an asshole. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I am playing the defendant. She's cute. I like her. She's our girlfriend.
That's our girlfriend, yeah. That's our girlfriend. We love her. We
Yes.
ship it.
We're very cute.
Hello. I am Manabingu Ginga, resident voice actor, Kaiga idol, and always the douchebag. I mean, the prosecution, yeah, who are usually the most unhinged weirdos who probably need therapy in all of the land. Yeah,
I'm sure everybody
I
in these
play
games needs
great
therapy.
people.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think at this time period, like, therapy was vibrators and, have you considered dying? So.
Oh my.
Have you considered a lobotomy?
Yes, like, I'm pretty sure we're in the war crime time of mental
yeah.
health, so.
Oh yeah, war crimes. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know about if anyone really needs therapy at this moment, but
They just apparently need to get laid.
yes.
We are definitely in the time where they didn't think women should go on trains because they thought that the trains went to their uteruses would come out.
Wait, what the?
That's a real
fuck?
thing.
Real fact,
Wait,
yeah.
that is real? No.
Yeah,
ain't no way
same
that's
reason
real.
why women weren't allowed to use bicycles.
What?
I will be
Wait,
completely honest. When
what
Lemur
the-
told me this the first time, I did go fact check it.
The actual
'Cause it
fuck's
sounds
going
fucking
on
fake.
over there?
Sometimes I make shit up. This time I am not.
Sometimes I make shit up about uteruses, but this time.
This time, look, the
My
uterus
uterus
facts.
Oh god.
And of
Starting
course,
off the stream with uterus.
I'm
What a
Lemur,
great
your
day.
resident uterus fact giver. And yeah, I play Susato, our defense,
A resident uterus.
as previously discussed.
Sorry.
I just have random facts. Like, I'm sure I'll have other weird ones for later.
See, like, you have all the weird facts. I have all the facts that everyone thinks that I'm killing people on the side. So I don't know which one's better.
And I have no brain cells. So
Yeah.
it's fine.
You just can.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anywhere else I'll be. Yeah, I sing. I'm the singer. Oops. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Actually, yeah, real. I'm Ryan Gosling. Hi, Ryan Gosling here. I'm streaming now.
All right. So we do have a recap because Chad is great and send it to me on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter. I've already forgot what my handle is. It
Is it
is
the same?
F Leader Gaming.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
similar.
It's similar. The reason why it's that is because you can't have any longer than that. I remember this now. So yeah. Okay, so our recap. Aochi pulled more evidence out of his butt. An anonymously submitted photo of Ray holding the knife in Brett's back, which we immediately believed was taken by the real culprit. We noticed the photo had the same crack as the one taken by the reporter in the newspaper, so we brought him to the stand. And he proceeded to make my life a living hell. The reporter's name is Daiten Menimemo, initials RM, and he won't leave Natsume alone. They apologized for hiding the poison theft and got even gayer for us. See, look, I got to play a shitty reporter, but also I got to play a cute lesbian. So who really won last
So
stream?
you won.
I did
is
win
what I'm
last stream.
hearing.
Um,
You're winning.
Dad gave a reagent for analysis of the poison, which was not on the knife. Susato fought the urge to clean the evidence. Just casual destruction of evidence. Menimemo rambled about his Menimemoisms, and his anger that Japan's judicial system is a toady to British imperialism. The horrible time when the worst person you know actually makes a valid point. Menimemo testified that he quickly snapped the pic through the read screen of the shoddily made hut. He denied being a voyeur, but insisted he saw the whole murder. We pressed him on why he didn't report this more directly or get involved, and he made up excuses about not using pens, but we pointed out the RM pen with his organization's logo, and he roped Natsume back in to spill a secret. Natsume asked Brett a question while she was barely conscious, inquiring on her motive, but he said she just gave a cryptic answer mentioning a woman's secrets. Then he admitted she never replied back, but she did point to the back of the hut where Ray and the camera hole was. We determined she was stabbed through the hole, but now he's making us jump through hoops to prove that he poisoned her. Our classism count is 21, but our racism count is only 1, probably because most of us are all Japanese in this courtroom. But,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We just have more classism counts.
I mean, look, as soon as we get back into Britain, I expect that to change again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go ahead and load up. All right. Apparently something just happened. Order. But where does this leave us? How, in that case, did the poison enter the victim's body?
There is an undeniably obvious answer to that. The lady most likely imbibed it. Imbibed it?
Imbibe, I think.
Imbibe, sure. I'm vibing. You mean...
It's fine. I keep forgetting that this is me too. You mean she drank it?
Yeah, what? You guys don't drink poison for fun?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I do have an energy drink, so I maybe don't fall asleep during stream today, but I don't think that's exactly poison.
I don't think so either. I don't think that's usually going to kill you. Unless it's that Panera lemonade. That one will kill you, so...
It is a Fallout branded one, though, so maybe it could kill me. Sorry.
Might just have some fun little radiation. It's fine.
Oh, great. Oh, have another look at the photograph here. As you can see... Bottle of carbonated water in a glass has been knocked onto the sandy floor of the beach hut.
Okay, but give me a second, because I'm going to complain for a moment while they do this. That is that supposed to be a water stain then? Because I assumed that was wine.
I thought it was wine too.
Like, that looks dark.
I mean, based off of context clues, with everything else going on in the photo, I would assume that it was wine, because there's a bottle behind toward the back.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's some fancy fucking water. Although, I guess all of this is really fucking fancy, so. 51 hour energy drink?
51 hour. That would be terrifying.
For when you really need to get shit done.
And glass had been knocked onto the sandy floor of the beach hut. That's for me. For sure.
It's grape juice, no doubt.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You guys haven't played the game yet that joke makes a ton of sense for, but I get you. I get you, chat.
Poison could have been slipped into either.
Also, since we do have potentially new people here, if you hear growling, it's my dogs wrestling. That's what currently is happening. They're fine. It's consensual. But my dogs are fighting. They're just having a good time.
I can't say that was my biggest concern, but thank you for informing us that it is indeed consensual.
It would be a lot louder and scarier sounding if one of them wanted it to stop.
Yeah.
So just, I didn't put that disclaimer out there earlier, but my dogs do be wrestling. So somebody made Miss Brett drink it.
Well, what do you know? Look at those dashing eyes. This will make a great front page shot.
Oof.
Hey, why the bewitching stare? Okay, look, dude, that is our girlfriend.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
Bitch.
After all,
It
I'm
is
the
her.
last person you should be looking at. It would make no sense at all that I poisoned the woman, would it? I mean, that's been established already.
Established? What are you talking about?
No, there is not anyone here who doesn't have a crush on cross-dressing Susato. The difference is we also have a crush on not cross-dressing Susato, so...
So we love her in any way.
Exactly.
And every way.
Don't tell me you've forgotten. That's a little hard to believe, given that the person who established it was you.
Me? What on earth does he mean? The fuck?
Ooh, let me capture those wide eyes. This is prime press fodder, this is.
Someone break his camera.
Then he's just gonna complain about the legal system again.
Yeah, true.
It would seem this trial is not destined to end yet after all.
He sounds so disappointed. Like, damn it.
I don't get to go to the ball pit yet.
Damn it.
I hereby call upon the witness to give further testimony. That's great, that is. Let me get a shot of that magnificent beard, Your Excellency. You claim it to be impossible that you were the one responsible for administering the poison to the victim. You will explain to the court in your testimony the basis upon which you make such a claim. I'm a journo and I'm a man. I've never tried to run or hide from anything in my life. And I'm not about to start now, because that's Menimemoism.
For a brief moment, I thought I illuminated the truth. Excuse me. But it slipped right back into obscurity again.
That little noise you made of disapproval was...
Just, where is this trial going to take us?
To the other side.
All right, complete innocence. Oh yes, I stabbed the English woman. And it's that very fact that proves I'm innocent.
What?
Sure, that's a stretch, buddy.
I need
That's
to
a
point
stretch,
out again
buddy.
just how ridiculous this is. He's just like, yeah, the knife, like, yeah, I stabbed her, but also somehow she was already dead, so...
Bro is grasping for straws at this point.
Because why would I have bothered to stab the woman if I'd already poisoned her? When I heard the student girl and that pompous English murderer arguing, it got my goat. If the courts weren't going to punish Brett for what she did, someone else would have to see justice done.
So you admit it then? That everything happened as I described? That you are the one who stabbed Miss Brett in the back through the read screen?
You can blame this miserable country of ours.
What the fuck?
A country that bows to the pressure of foreign powers and lets murderers walk free. What kind of future can a country like that have? That's why I did it. I did what our pathetic leaders didn't have the guts to do. Slap bang in the middle of that charming lady's back. I plunged the blade of sweet justice right in there.
Bro literally confessed to his crime. Like, guys.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
we're past confession and like weirdly fantasizing about it at this point.
This
We're
is so
bragging.
weird.
Yeah.
We
As
live
some-
in a society.
Yeah. As someone who spends his life seeing that the truth is told, I feel really really awful about giving false information in my testimony
Guys.
before.
Guys.
But as it turns out, there was somebody else who added in for the victim and got to her before me.
Sure. Sure, Jan.
That's right. You guessed it. That pretty little student girl.
Oh,
Now
boy.
there's a woman after my own heart. Excuse you, that's our other girlfriend.
Excuse me, that's my wife.
Yeah.
So you're talking about my wife?
Mhm.
Maverick, sit down. You're implicating Ray again.
She's the one who gave the poison to the English woman and ended her pitiful existence. And suddenly, snap. This journal here is off the hook.
But
The argument is sound, surely. This
No!
is a kangaroo court.
No, it's not.
This is a
No,
complete
it's
and utter sham.
I'm screaming.
If the witness had administered the poison himself, he need only have waited for it to take effect. Subsequently, stabbing the victim in the back would have been entirely nonsensical. Okay, I will give them that.
I'm gonna lose my fucking shit.
I would hate to be on jury duty for this bitch. Like, what the fuck?
I think that's why, like, no one can have a jury. It's just none of these arguments would make sense. Imagine trying to argue this with an actual jury. Like, yeah, no, do you believe the parrot witness? Like,
The parent witness.
is anyone else
I
wondering about the lady
I-
that channeled people, you know, like 3 different people during this trial, or?
I believe.
I try not to think about some of these things sometimes. Just gotta let it happen.
Yeah.
You think about it too much and your brain will explode.
And therefore, this reporter had nothing to do with the poisoning. Yes, it's all quite logical.
That's right, it is. Logical and true. I'm glad you've all seen the light. Justice at last.
No.
What?
What?
This is unbelievable.
Bro thinks he's sure.
And after I made so much progress in proving his guilt, is he going to get away with it now?
Girl, do a good cross-examination is all I gotta say.
Get him.
Yeah.
Get his ass.
So you use that move for the GIF for
Yeah.
Twitter, and it makes me think of the Gordon Ramsay, the idiot sandwich.
Oh yeah, the idiot sandwich.
So that's in my brain. I just want everyone else to know that when she does that, I just think idiot sandwich. Um, think of Kazuma-sama and Naruhodo-san. They never stopped looking for a way forward until the judge's final gavel.
I don't know. Sometimes we did. Just pointing out as the person that actually did play Naruhodo last game. Sometimes it was like, well, shit, we're done.
We're cooked, guys.
Yeah. Very well then, counsel. Proceed with what I assume to be your final cross-examination in this trial.
That was just me sighing. It worked perfectly with her, but yes, Your Excellency. She and I are both equally exasperated at the moment.
Yeah.
Fuck.
We are done with people's bullshit.
All right. Let's do this. Oh, yes, I stabbed the English woman. And it's that very fact that proves I'm innocent.
No, it doesn't.
It's still a crime, even if he didn't poison her.
Yes, but was she dead already? Is it
Wow.
a crime to stab a
I-
corpse?
I feel like it might be. Just saying. I don't know.
At the very least, it feels like tampering with a crime scene.
Yeah. Not that I think these people care about that at all.
No.
But
They don't.
Chain of custody is real fucking weird in these games.
what's the John Mulaney bit about, like, you know, like back in the day, and like, blood, gross. No, I think it was BuzzFeed Unsolved. Anyway, it's still just like, oh yeah, a pile of blood, gross. I'm not gonna do anything with that.
Yeah.
Um,
Gross.
So,
Your
do you admit?
Honor, it can't be attempted murder if that person doesn't exist anymore.
And the sad thing is that the judge would listen to that.
He would!
Honestly.
Like, half of our problems would be solved if the judges actually either paid attention to the trial or stopped thinking about the ball pit for most of it. Like, I know, they want those short trials so they can go play in the ball pit. Like,
I mean, I would want that.
So, you do admit that you had murderous intentions toward Miss Brett then?
the woman's very existence offended my sense of justice.
Oh, wow.
I just call her charming like 3 lines ago.
Mhm.
Your sense of, he's claiming some sort of righteous indignation? That was a big word for Elmo.
Big word.
I'm Elmo, if that was any
You're Elmo.
question, not...
Not Bailiff Elmo.
Yeah.
She was pure evil. A cold-blooded killer who'd committed murder right here on our empire's soil. But did our good-for-nothing government do anything? Not a chance. So I had to step in. Fly the flag of justice. Put things right for the people. Yes, it was my civic duty. That's what drove me to do it.
It's my civic duty to commit murder.
Yes.
So, in summary, murderous intentions then.
Whatever you want to call it. The point is this. That English woman was a blight. So I had to do what was right for society.
Society.
Yet a real wrong was done by the student girl and the dog, a crime for which she must pay.
Okay, but what? Didn't he just confess to trying to do the same crime?
Yeah. Obviously.
Obviously, because the poisoning was nothing to do with me at all.
Okay.
Because why would I have bothered to stab the woman if I'd already poisoned her?
Hold it!
I'm gonna make it to Chili's happy hour for a margarita.
So you still maintain that you didn't give the poison to the victim?
Obviously. That'd be like putting a belt on your trousers when you were already wearing braces like these.
Put those ankles away, you heathen! I mean, the accused administered the poison, following which the witness stabbed the victim.
How dare you be a whore with those ankles.
An
Scandalous.
unforgivable act. Certainly not one of a murderer. The crime rests on the accused's shoulders. That is how the law works, you see, yokel. Who knows, you may even learn something here today.
2 consecutive attempts on her life in the space of minutes? Quite a day for the victim. Do something that evil and you've got it coming. That's how the law works. The law of reckoning.
Sure.
That's not the kind of law this court upholds.
You will reiterate why you were compelled to stab the victim, then, witness. When I heard the student girl and that pompous English murderer arguing, it got my goat.
How many pencils does he have?
A lot. He's got to prove that he only uses pencils.
What exactly were they arguing about?
About what happened in that restaurant 9 months ago, that's what. The student girl was laying into the English woman for killing her beloved mentor, Dr. Wilson. Yes, John H. Wilson, a professor of medicine, invited here from England by Professor Mikotoba, no less. Why are we recapping this for the 8th time? Like, most of us were in the courtroom. I guess that he doesn't know that we were in the courtroom 8 months ago.
Yeah.
That's fair. I forgot about that. Strike that from the record. Right. But the English woman just jeered.
Her case was to be heard by the British Consular Court in Shanghai. However, there is little doubt that she would simply have been acquitted and sent back to her homeland a free woman.
It was eating that student girl up inside. You could see it. I really felt for her.
Oh,
Ray, are you about
and
to get in there?
oop. Ah!
Yeah, I
Yep.
thought so.
Oh, honey.
I can't stand here and listen to this tripe.
Thank you. Some common sense.
Ray.
Young girl, you stand accused here. You can't just blurt out whatever you feel like it.
No, you can't. Sorry, but I'm in the middle of some very important testimony here. Just keep quiet and listen.
Oh.
But this awful man is making all of this up. Susato, please, you have to make them listen.
Who? Girl,
Yeah,
fucking blowing our cover.
Bruh.
Return to the dock at once, Membami-san. We are in the middle of a cross-examination.
Your Excellency. Your Excellency, please, I implore you.
Your Excel saga.
That journalist is clearly not a trustworthy witness.
Exactly. He's a filthy, rotten, black-hearted, bigoted, dirty, grape, peeping Tom.
Ooh, bitch.
Whoa, take it easy there.
Yeah, we're gonna get in trouble with the judge. You're talking truth, but
The guy next to him is edging.
please, I really think the court should hear what the defendant has to say.
Your Excellency, I see no need whatsoever to entertain the accused's remarks.
I will grant the request of the defense.
Oh, but Your Excellency!
This is likely to be the final cross-examination of these proceedings. I want to go to the ball pit.
I'm done with your fucking bullshit. I need my ball pit
Look,
now.
someone is going to be considered a murderer in the next, 10 minutes, so I can go to the ball pit at McDonald's. I can go get a Chili's happy hour margarita. Happy hour is almost over. As such, I believe it would be ill-advised to stifle the defendant's obvious concerns. So, whilst recognizing that this contravenes regular protocol, I hereby call upon the defendant to speak. Oh. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Real.
It was nothing to do with Dr. Wilson. We were discussing the stolen poison.
Hold it!
The stolen poison that killed the victim, you mean?
You're
The victim's poison.
No.
the poison meant for the victim.
poison for the victim. The victim. Poison. Poison for the victim. That poison.
You are
Yeah,
correct,
Santa
chat. That Santa Judge would undoubtedly need at least two more cross-examinations, and probably at least one diagram to agree to this. So,
Yes.
Yeah, the Japanese judge knows a little bit more.
mhm. I suspected her.
Oh, sorry.
I suspected her of being the one to steal it. I mean, just think about how she killed Dr. Wilson.
That's true. Additionally, Miss Brett certainly had knowledge of the new poison.
But surely it would be no easy task to steal a highly secret toxin being developed for the government.
Indeed, all visitors to the laboratory are thoroughly searched when they leave. Even if a thief managed to avoid being seen by myself or a colleague, getting the poison out would be very difficult.
That's true. I pestered Professor Mikotoba until he agreed to show me the poison when I visited his laboratory.
Soseki, why?
Because he can.
Please show me the test tube, I beg of you. I just want to see a little bit of the deadly poison.
But as I left, I was searched from top to tail.
Miss Brett rather bluntly revealed the existence of the toxin we'd been developing, you see. Since Soseki-san expressed such an interest in it, I felt unable to refuse. Obviously, I gave nothing away other than the fact that it was an extremely potent substance. Well, I'm very ashamed of myself. It's just that I've had a singularly terrible experience with a deadly poison. I wanted to look at my old enemy in the eye. Surely you can understand that.
To find out if my suspicions were true, I confronted Miss Brett about the poison. I told her that if there were to be an incident involving it somehow, it wouldn't just be the university. The military would be dragged into it. The whole government, even. It would be a complete disaster.
And how did Miss Brett respond to your concerns?
She just curled those beautiful lips of hers and said she didn't know the first thing about it.
In English, actually. Okay, Ray is not straight whatsoever.
Yeah. It's like
Happy
lol,
Pride,
Lamau
everybody.
even.
Like,
Definitely not.
wow.
She called her mortal enemy's lips beautiful.
I love
Come on.
it, but
Damn.
she keeps
Ah,
surprising
yes.
me, and I love it.
Menimemoism, one small question, if you don't mind.
I do mind. Can't you see I'm busy?
Writing a fanfic about your her and her girlfriend? Sure. Clearly you were outside the beach hut listening in whilst the defendant and Miss Brett were conversing. Presumably, then, it was you who wrote this article about what you heard.
Mm.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that as a yes. Exclusive deadly poison stolen from Yume Medical Research Laboratory. The story was published in this morning's edition of Shoyu News. The details are too accurate for it to have been written by anyone else.
They were really good mortal enemies.
Nice.
Sorry, don't know what you're talking about.
Yes. Look at this. The entire article is almost what I said to Miss Brett. Word for word.
Real.
Well, oh my god. Menimemoism.
Real.
As a journo and as a citizen of a free country, I don't have to reveal my sources. That's a founding principle of Menimemoism.
Sure it is.
Father's clearly right about this. The reporter did write that article, and he based it on what he overheard from outside the hut. The details of this poison article have been updated to the court record. Sorry, I took your line there.
You're fine.
So that's what it was all about. You were trying to cover up the fact that you were listening in. That's why you came up with that stinking story about me arguing with her.
Shut up! My stories never stink. Look, whatever you say, little girl, it doesn't alter the facts. Your Excellency, there's something I want to say, and I want it to go on record.
Sure.
Very well. You may amend your formal testimony. I don't know why we're breathing heavy.
Yeah, those were ASMR?
The point
Murder
is,
ASMR? Sorry.
this is a very different type of stream now.
Murderer ASMR, let's go.
This is how it sounds if you stab somebody.
No! No!
I feel like I need to put in the disclaimer again. I swear I'm not a murderer. So,
Hashtag not serial killer.
yeah. The point is, if you poison someone, there'd be no reason to then go and stab the person as well. Yeah, no witness has ever regretted insisting on adding something to their testimony in this series. Absolutely ever.
Ever.
Perhaps you doubted the Elmo ran into a word that they can't read.
Efficacy,
Of
yeah.
the poison, right?
Yes,
Efficacy.
efficacy.
And sought to make sure your victim would die.
That's horse dung.
What?
You can say shit.
That would be like pouring pepper on your Chinese ramen before you'd even tasted it. Completely reckless. Okay, but like take some risks in life, my dude. You just stabbed a lady.
He did take a risk, apparently.
Although, it might surprise you to learn that I am a bit of an impetuous pepper pourer as it happens. You can't sit
Alright.
there and go, obviously you wouldn't do this except for actually I do it.
Once the victim had taken the poison, she would have been only minutes away from death. Oh, and yet this man then proceeded to stab her in the back as well. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta make sure that victim gonna die. There has to have been good reason for that.
If it was the reporter who gave the poison to Miss Brett, then it clearly... He must have done it prior to Ray entering the hut.
Look, so catching up with chat, Sir Christopher Lee knows the sound of people getting stabbed and apparently corrected the filmmakers on Lord of the Rings about it. And you know what? He's a legend.
Yes.
It's like, I know how stabbing sounds.
Clearly. And yes, like putting pepper on your burger.
Questionable.
That's undeniable.
But between him leaving the hut and the victim being stabbed, there was one very crucial change in the situation.
Sorry? What change?
A reporter overheard the conversation between Ray and the Englishwoman.
Ah, yes, that's it. That's when Menimemoism first found the exact nature of the poison he'd used. That could be the key here.
If the victim had unwittingly taken the poison already, the reporter would have no reason to stab her. On the face of it, the logic sounds entirely reasonable.
But there's no question that this man was responsible for Miss Brett's murder.
If we could think of a plausible explanation as to why he might have stabbed her even after the poisoning, I feel sure that everything would drop into place. That's what we should be looking for.
Yes, I agree. And in order to do that, I must try to glean more information.
That's my son! Son?
Alright, did we actually, let's see. Got my goat. Nothing to do with Dr. Wilson.
Are
Point
you
is-
winning, son?
Okay, so we have actually pressed everything. If you poison someone, there'd be no reason to go and stab the person as well. Let's take a look really quick at the poison article. Let's see. Prove fatal in minutes. Okay, so that's not it. Let's see, the reporter learned it based on information he gleaned by eavesdropping. Is there something in that I'm missing? I admittedly don't remember everything he said. So,
What about the other article, like, just in case?
this one,
You know what I mean? Yeah.
we can't read it, so.
Oh, fuck. Never mind. Oh. Because I
I
feel
mean-
it would have been in that one.
So, like, the whole thing is that he didn't know what the poison was going to do.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So, if he poisoned her,
Yeah.
I mean, it still doesn't necessarily prove why he would have stabbed her. Especially after he found out it was going to be fatal in minutes.
He just had to make sure.
Maybe I'm missing something. Sometimes you need therapy.
Yeah.
You may have missed the conversation at the beginning of this stream where we talked about how therapy at this time, this era of history, is war crimes.
Yippee!
You know what?
Yeah, this era of
Fuck
time
it.
was interesting.
I'm about to do something.
Yeah, we gotta save. We gotta save.
This is like the issue of doing these Friday night streams where we're a little bit unhinged, is I technically like stop paying attention.
What is common sense?
Well, I can think of one reason.
Oh, good. What?
But before I explain, I'd like you to confirm something for the court. Did you glean all the information for this newspaper article from what you overheard outside the hut?
Of course he did. There can be no question of that. After all, when we were all in the laboratory together, all we were told is that there was a terrible toxin.
And there is one more important fact to consider. According to the witness, Manabingu's verbal attack against the victim began as soon as she entered the hut. In other words, it would have been impossible for her to have slipped the poison into Miss Brett's drink.
Where are you going with this, Council?
Menimemoism has made it quite clear that he observed every single thing that happened in the beach hut. If the defendant had somehow found an opportunity, this man would have seen it.
Which means that Miss Brett couldn't have imbibed the poison whilst the defendant was present. In fact, it must have been administered to her before Manabingu entered the hut. Oh yeah!
Yes. Very articulately.
Take 3. Let's go.
Very well put.
Let's fucking go!
When I walked into the hut, I immediately started to press Miss Brett about the poison.
At which point, Menimemoism overheard some worrying information.
Worrying information? What worrying information?
The information which he subsequently included in this newspaper article, namely, that the poison was being developed in strict secrecy and that it couldn't be readily obtained.
Absolutely. In fact, that's quite an understatement. The only possible place it could come from is my lab.
Okay, if you have to steal a poison from a lab, can't you kind of infer that it's probably not something you can just walk around on the street with?
Yeah.
One would think.
What kind of dumbass is this dude?
And furthermore, anyone afflicted by the poison would exhibit telltale signs in death.
The extreme constriction of the pupils. Yes, it's quite stark when you see it. There are other poisons that show similar symptoms, but not among new substances that are undetectable.
In other words, it would be clear that the victim's life had been ended by the use of this particular poison, which would reduce the number of suspects to only a handful of people.
Everyone in my laboratory is aware of the unique properties of the toxin we've been developing. None of them would be foolish enough to attempt to use it for some nefarious deed. And Manabingu being no exception.
Thank you for not thinking I'm a dumbass.
Feel.
Excuse me. Therefore, we can conclude that whoever administered this unique poison to the victim was a layperson unaware of its telltale properties.
Also, how much of a dumbass do you have to be to use a poison you don't know how it works?
Yeah.
Like, how do you expect to get away with that?
Mm-hmm.
If I were to kill people, I feel like I would, like, plan it much better, so...
In other words, someone like you, right? And Menimemoism. It was you who stole the poison from the laboratory that day. And it was you who administered it to the unwitting victim. But you quickly realized that was a terrible mistake.
Because the poison caused such unusual symptoms and was so traceable. I thought I was going to continue that sentence. Apparently not.
As you listened in from the far side of the beach hut's thin walls, you learned of these facts. But you had already given the victim the poison at that point. It was too late. So you hatched a plan to disguise your mistake. A plan that involved stabbing the victim in the back through the reed screen.
What could that possibly do?
Isn't it obvious, Counsel? The plan was to kill Miss Brett before the poison could take effect.
Gee. It's time to face the possibility that this guy might not be very bright.
That's fair. I will give you that.
Once in the blood, the poison causes the onset of pupil constriction. But he had hoped to precipitate the victim's death before that happened, hadn't he?
Exactly. Because without any revealing signs of the new secret poison's use, no one would ever have suspected.
This is extraordinary.
Yes, the effects of the poison meant it would be too easily identified, so the killer had to mask its use. Which he attempted to do by plunging the knife into the middle of the victim's back.
Order! 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 The argument presented is sound. The court is satisfied that it warrants consideration. Does the prosecution have a counter-argument it wishes to put forward?
Well, there are a number of. Yes, I counter completely.
Objection!
The prosecution's evasive response clearly shows
He doesn't
That
know shit.
that in much the same way as he nurtures the remnants of his top knot, he is clinging to lost hope. Oh my god.
Damn, bury him!
Wow.
Lost.
Damn, I witnessed a second murder.
There's been a murder in the courtroom.
Yeah.
So savage. Yeah. Oh shit, he's had enough.
Ah, you pathetic, useless, fallen samurai!
Fallen? Who are you calling falling? My burgeoning growth again.
I don't need a counter-argument.
What are you talking about?
It should be blatantly obvious. I stole the poison, you say. Gave it to the victim, you say. Stabbed her, you say. Lots of fine theories.
That you said you did.
But I don't need a counter-argument because you don't have an argument yourself. Where's your evidence? Yes, you make it sound all so plausible, don't you? But without evidence, it means nothing. Whereas I base my news on facts that sometimes I find out by listening in to other people's conversations. It's fine. Facts. What do you mean? Explain yourself. I mean, what the professor said earlier in this trial. It's all here, in my many memos. Every word, every slip of the tongue, all noted. That's what the Show You News, a little bit of a Freudian slip there, is famous for. It's the power of the printed word. I apparently can't read all of a sudden. It's fine. I'm having a small
Me
stroke.
neither.
But truly, it would be no easy task to steal a highly secret toxin being developed for the government.
Indeed, all visitors to the laboratory are thoroughly searched when they leave. Even if a thief managed to avoid being seen by myself or a colleague, getting the poison out would be very difficult.
How's that then? Blown the story wide open? See, I, Naiten Menimemo, a mere reporter from the Shoyu News, couldn't possibly have stolen that poison from the professor's laboratory.
Wow.
Except for the fact that we already know how he did it because I looked at the pen like way too early.
But there can't be any question of it. Girl, it's fine. We're fine.
We're
Just calm
fine.
down. He must have stolen the poison that day. He stole it and used it to kill. And if that the case, as you've identified, the poison itself is the definitive evidence we need. Because whoever stole it from the laboratory that day is the true culprit here.
What's your point, you annoyingly handsome country bumpkin?
At least we're handsome. Damn.
Annoyingly handsome.
That's hot.
My point is, there is no way that you, Menimemoism, could have stolen the poison that day.
I have heard enough verbal conjecture now, thank you. My ball pit time is running short. What the court must be shown is evidence. What proof do you have that this witness stole the poison on the day in question?
This is a pen. Woo!
The proof, Your Excellency, is this fountain pen.
Ugh, a fountain pen? How can that possibly be relevant? Well, you see.
These magical pens somehow seem to have enough ink to write many thousands of kanji characters. I believe they arrived in our country for the first time some 15 years ago now. Okay, a history lesson?
I
On the
swear my
history of
weasel
pens.
hair calligraphy brush and nothing else. These newfangled pens are merely a fad.
Well, as forward-thinking man of words, obviously, I love my fountain pen, actually. Suck up, what the fuck? One of sumptuous ink, and one's work is awash with words in the blink of an eye.
Thank you, everyone, for your opinions.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
Fountain pens have a small reservoir in the barrel. Maverick, go lay down. Into which the ink is sucked up through the nib of the pen in order to write with later. Don't know
What
why
is all
that
this
was
talking
confusing.
of sucking up? Ink have oh!
And it's just as possible to suck ink up into the reservoir. It's also possible to eject it through the nib again, of course.
My word. Can this really be?
Well, Menimemoism,
Ugh.
when you saw the deadly poison before your eyes in the laboratory that day, you used your fountain pen, your very lifeblood, to steal some of it, didn't you? By siphoning the poison up through the nib and into the pen's reservoir.
Ugh. Of course.
More absurdity! That never happened!
True. We've heard that there were procedures in place to prevent thefts like this from the laboratory. Sorry. But would anyone have thought to look inside a fountain pen of all places?
No, I'm a little ashamed to say that for fear of offending our guests, such a detailed search would not have been conducted.
But dude, what is the point of a search if you're afraid of offending people?
Whoopsies!
Your security measures suck. As a security expert, well, this is quite startling, I must say.
I remind the court that this pen was found in the clutches of the victim when she died. Good boy. In other words, it was dropped at the scene by Menimemoism. So the crucial question is, when exactly was the pen dropped?
Are you suggesting?
The natural conclusion is that in your haste to act whilst the victim was distracted for a moment, you dropped the pen after you emptied the poison from it into her glass.
This was before 9/11 style TSA. Of course they didn't check pen reservoirs.
There could be any number of alternative explanations. For example, the witness could have been using his pen to write down details of this conversation with a victim. And when shocked by one of the outrageous answers, the pen fell from his quivering hand.
And yes, the university should start researching things other than deadly untraceable toxins for a while, if this is the level of security they're going to give it.
No, that... Oh god, that scared me. No, that can't be. If it was, how do you explain why the pen was devoid of ink?
What?
Is that too big of a word for you? As you can see for yourself, if you examine the evidence, there would appear to be no ink present in the reservoir. What newspaper reporter goes to interview someone with nothing in his pen? Ew. Menimemo, I drank the poison, stored it in my cheeks like a chipmunk before spitting it into her glass.
Ew.
Amazing. Also gross, but amazing.
A real definition for backwash there.
Ew.
Nor.
No, the pen was dropped after the poison that filled its reservoir had been emptied into the victim's glass.
Witness, what do you have to say in your defense? So this is how our modern justice system works, is it?
Oh god.
So what if the ink in my pen runs dry? So what if my pencil snaps? I can always claw my way back into the game. I have plenty in reserve. Ah!
What the hell did he? Oh, you just throw a shit ton of pencils at us?
Yeah. You claim I sucked the poison up into my pen? That's wild speculation, nothing more. If you thought you could bring down a fine, upstanding citizen with a trick like that, think again.
Bro thinks he's Wolverine. What the fuck? It looks as though it's going to take one final decisive blow to finish this matter. Someone
He's
slap this
Wolverine
man.
before Wolverine existed, so...
Real.
As I see it, the situation is now very simple. It rests upon whether or not this witness did indeed steal the poison on the day in question. And therefore, it all depends on whether or not the defense can prove that he did with evidence. Ha! No such evidence could possibly exist.
Menimemo-san, this is how our modern justice system works.
What?
In the courtroom, evidence is everything.
Well, sort of.
Something you would do well to remember. Because we're well past the point of speculation at this stage, I assure you.
Very well then, I call upon the defense to present the aforementioned evidence.
This is it, then. This will be the final piece in the puzzle. Are we sure? There's always one more thing. The defense can prove, by means of this item, that it was the witness's pen that was used to steal the poison.
Alright, we're gonna go with the chemical reagent, because there's still some liquid inside the ink reservoir. So, the indicator should turn the color.
Take that!
I've been waiting for this. Counsel, what is that bottle?
Not a genie.
This bottle contains a unique chemical reagent that can identify the poison in question.
Oh,
Yes, that poison is an entirely new synthesis of alkaloids developed by my colleagues and I.
Sorry, I got
It
distracted
would be
by the
impossible to detect traces of it by any other method.
Or, from another perspective, simply with this chemical reagent, anybody at all could check for traces of the poison.
Reagent? What?
One drop of the contents of this bottle on the tip of your fountain pen, Menimemoism, is all it will take, point, to solve the case beyond all reasonable doubt.
Uh, oh. No, you can't. I won't.
Well, we're about to get stabbed.
Your crimes are bad enough, but at least know when to admit defeat.
Your Excellency. The defense requests permission to carry out the test on the fountain pen at once.
Yeah. Holy shit!
Oh my god!
This isn't my fault. The Emperor held me to this, trying to hold us high as a. Oh my god, I took up arms. I fought tirelessly on the battlefield of news, all in the name of justice. Many memos.
Hell yes, sis.
Susato, with me.
Oh my god,
Hiya!
Sato takedown.
I love this.
That-
We are
Wow,
married.
the man he died.
Did I do it right? That was the Susato takedown, wasn't it?
Not quite. Cute. That was a Ryotaro takedown.
Oh, cute.
First date.
First date, yeah.
The instant the first drop of the reagent touched the nib of the fountain pen, it was clear to everyone present.
Wow, bruh.
When I saw it there in the lab, the poison for Cusco's poison.
Cusco's poison.
The devil got hold of me, and I decided to do it on a whim.
On whim, alright.
I excused myself and emptied all the ink down the sink in the bathroom, watching the reservoir out carefully.
And then you waited for the opportunity to suck up some of the poison, didn't you?
The Susato double takedown is our equivalent of tossing the flower bouquet at the wedding, only instead of flowers, it's this huge, useless tool. I love it.
Whoa!
In your fountain pen.
Yeah, that's right.
Answer me on one thing, Menimemoism. Why did you steal it? For what purpose?
Because I wanted to. Isn't it obvious? To find out what it was made of and expose it in an article. I mean, it was a secret project after all. Too juicy for a journal like me to pass up.
then why did the Englishwoman end up dead?
I went into that hut intending to quiz her on her situation. That's all. As a reporter. A known killer enjoying full freedom, evading justice by leaving the country. I told her what I thought about it. And she just laughed in my face.
She said, tee.
Oh, what's this? A Far Eastern caveman purporting to practice journalism? Really, you must learn the difference between reporting and listening at doorways, you ignorant plebeian. What did you call me? This country, with its pretensions to a justice system, to a free press, it's really very depressing. You see our superior ways in the West, yet you
Oh, boy.
lack the mental capacity to emulate them. Yeah, I forgot that I really didn't like her.
Here comes the racism count.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we thought that one was rookie numbers. Get out of here, you oaf. Get out and crawl back into the cave you came from.
Oh my god.
Sheesh.
That's when I remembered about the deadly poison I happened to have in my pen at the time.
So he just stole it and then just used it for
Yep.
because she pissed him off.
Yep.
Alright.
Wow.
Woman made him feel small, so he killed her. Yes.
She.
What a terrible tale. Tale. Yes. I know English. In my head, I knew that I should just get out of there as quickly as possible. But I couldn't. I couldn't let her get away with what she'd done, when she clearly had no remorse at all. I suppose it was my journo spirit getting all fired up.
He's
So
moping.
defeated.
What the fuck?
I'll take my Oscar now. Ah.
I'd like to ask you something.
Yeah.
Hold on, my eyeball's itchy. You often talk about justice. But surely as a journalist, you could have used other means to deliver the justice you sought.
There's no justice in the press.
No. Sorry.
After that trial 9 months ago, I kept digging and to find out what had happened in that courtroom. And finally, I discovered the truth. It was a cover-up, that's what it was. What? Wait a second, what?
The fuck?
A cover-up? What do you mean?
We did that trial. Well, the other us did that trial, but, I would remind you of your position, witness. Be careful of what you say. Oh, come on! Doesn't it strike you as strange? We're suddenly not allowed to convict a foreign national? Consular jurisdiction should have never come into it. And yet that puffed up Englishwoman was going to sail away into the sunset a free woman. The only possible explanation is that behind the scenes, some deal had gone down between Britain and Japan. Okay, you can keep going with that train of thought.
What sort of deal?
I'd done my research, dug up all the dirt. It was all ready to be published. But you know what happened? The editor just tore the article up.
He came under pressure from the government, you mean?
If our government is going to let criminals walk free, if they're going to crush the free press, then what choice do I have but to see that justice is done myself?
Let's not forget Menimemoism. That you committed murder yourself and you tried to lay blame at the defendant's door. I'm sorry, but you're no better than... I almost just said Jezebel. Which I think is we called her that a couple of times.
I think we did.
Jezebel Brett.
What?
The truth is, you have no right to talk about justice at all.
I suppose. It would appear that we have reached a conclusion in this trial at last. Counsel for the defense, Ryutaro Naruhodo.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
you.
Oh. Yes. Sorry, Your Excellency, you're talking to me. Just musing in a manly way here.
It's almost unbelievable that this is your first experience of the Supreme Court.
Yep,
It's an excellent
totally.
performance. Totally first time. Never seen you in my life. In truth, it very much reminded me of your cousin's exploits.
Oh, Naruhodo, Ryonosuke, you mean?
The way he handled the trial 9 months ago, and the way you handled this one. Okay, we did not handle that trial 9 months ago well at all. So I don't know that this is actually a compliment. It gives me hope that we are genuinely entering a new era of justice in this land.
That's very flattering, Your Excellency.
Hearing the defense you put forward today made me feel most keenly that the future of our justice system will be forged by you and your contemporaries.
Thank you?
Now maybe we can let women into the courtroom.
No.
So, Prosecutor Aochi, do you have any final thoughts?
Prosecutor Ouchie? Oh, boy.
Oh my. Mana?
Marco.
Oh, sorry. I, Takatsuchi Odaochi clan, have been bested by a callow youth not once now, but twice. If there was any shred of my former self left, it has withered and died here today.
Okay, I just wanted the hairy nipple on the top of your head to, like, disappear. I didn't want you to commit suicide in this courtroom. Yes, seppuku time.
Gosh, your journey to cultural enlightenment sure took a while, didn't it?
Silence!
Oh,
Rather than living on this shame.
oh God. Oh no.
Oh no. I will end it all now with this blade.
Okay, rest in
For that
peace.
is the path of the Ouchieism.
Ouchie is a...
Said Ouchie, haha. One hope that's the only way in which he'll be modeling himself after the witness.
We're so worried, as you can tell. Do a flip.
Rig of my top knot. The time is right for farewell. Hope is lost forever. Takatsuchi. Please, somebody quote me in the books with this.
Oh, well, there it goes.
Wow.
Let me just say, that is, like, a very close shave.
Yeah, for just middle of, your
Oh,
work
the way
day.
she praying. The way she praying. What the fuck is going on? What?
Morning.
Not everyone praying. No!
Moment of silence for the hairy nipple.
For the hair.
Oh my God.
Must pay our respects. Now, in regard to the defendant, Menimemoism, we're not talking about what just happened at all. Yes, Your Excellency?
Yeah, truly.
I have reached my final verdict. I hereby find you not guilty.
Whoop whoop.
Yay! I was a little worried that, like, instead of the sakura petals or confetti, we were just going to get Ouchie's hair.
Ew.
Ew, no! That would have sucked.
Yuck.
Court is adjourned. Maybe this is why they don't let me design these games.
Because you would have made it hair. You would have made it his hair.
I would have thought that was absolutely fucking hilarious.
That would have been funny, yeah.
Yuck.
But you
Right.
didn't have enough hair for that.
I mean, that's not wrong, but he just tosses it, you know.
Not on his head, he was.
Yeah. All right, 13th of August, 2:38 p.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, defendant's antechamber 3.
It's over.
Over everyone.
My heart is still pounding in my chest, though. It's all I can do to just stay standing. Lawyers have... Sorry. Lawyers have such great responsibility, such a great burden to bear. I don't know why this is funny.
I'm getting the whole, like, you know, like I miss him. Sometimes I hear his voice. Susato, I'm not dead.
Stop
Oh,
telling
not
people
dead.
I'm dead.
uh,
Don't they, Naruhodo-san? If the voices start talking back to you, girl, maybe you should see somebody.
Susato! Susato! Thank you! Thank you so much! You were so dashing in there!
Ray and father.
She's down bad.
Honestly, I'm so touched by everything you've... Oh no, I think I'm going to cry.
Oh, girl.
It wasn't easy, but together we made it, and I was on the verge of tears in the end, too.
The only reason I'm still here is because of you.
Oh no, I can't take all the credit. It took courage to tell the truth in there. You did wonderfully, Ray. Oh, excuse me. So I would have to say that the congratulations belong to you.
If our dad is not looking at us like the fuck in front of my
When's the wedding?
salad,
Was the wedding?
yeah. Susato, don't be so standoffish.
Here's Sensei.
Sorry.
We're friends, equals, lovers, and the trial's over. So no more of this. I was going
He's
to try
honest.
to finish it. I just can't keep a straight face. So no more of this formal super humility nonsense. It's time to celebrate with swagger, to throw caution to the wind, to explore each other's bodies.
Whoa! In front of my salad?
Caution to the what?
I'm the great defense lawyer, Ryuharu Naruhodo, Ryutaro Naruhodo, and I'm taking you out to a milk bar tomorrow.
Milk?
Or something.
Right, I see. I'll, think about it, Ray.
At any rate, we really knocked the wind out of that horrid man. And it felt so good.
Yes, it was satisfying.
This comedy just writes itself.
It really was. Isn't there anybody else we could throw together?
Oh. Damn,
Honestly,
girl.
who needs a justice system? Like, just let these two on the loose.
Absolutely.
The straight face.
I
you
hope
say.
you're not looking at me, Ray.
Oh, my goodness. No, of course not. Of course not. Not my
Sorry, I
future
forgot you were
father-in-law.
here.
Yeah.
I was too busy dating my girlfriend. I mean, your daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, your son.
Uh-huh.
What is going on?
A totally straight thing for us to say next, or think next. Ah, there it is at last, Ray's lovely smile.
Yep, very straight.
100%.
You fought for your friend to the very last. Girlfriend. As your father, I'm extremely proud of you. And your girlfriend, defense attorney Ryutaro Naruhodo.
Thank you, but I couldn't have done it without your help. Yeah, you did a lot of thinking for us.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time to bid farewell to Ryutaro, I think. I shall miss him in a way, but it's back to Susato Mikotoba now.
So, I'll never see him
Oh.
again then.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What a terrible shame. You know, you could keep the costume
Oh.
for
Ah!
things.
This is cosplay.
What?
Felix Almo? Oh!
Oh no. What is happening? Gonna get busted. So Seki-san and Inspector Hosonaga, I do hope you've been keeping well.
Is that really you?
Yes, I had to change my appearance for, well, obvious reasons, I hope, but it's me. Jesus. I mean, fucking conniption over there. Susato Mikotawa.
Don't kick.
Are you okay? That's still you.
So dashing, so divine. I'm
Oh.
jealous. No.
Everybody be horny for him. Oh my god.
Tommy, dashing, yes, and devilishly divine.
Tuberculosis away from her.
I had no idea, Mr. Sato-san's Esquire Rest, that you were locum student Naruhodo-san's Esquire's cousin. Ascending ace attorney.
If those mics fixed, did I fix those mics? I can speak English. Doing real great tonight. Daffy Duck energy happening, literally.
Honestly. Poor Soseki-san, so confused. I still remember the first time I ever met him. He was in a prison cell in London. They have not been fixed.
Alright, hopefully that did it.
What
Right.
an extraordinary conundrum. But it was the unwitting student from Japan found himself... Jesus. That the unwitting student from Japan found himself embroiled in. Nope. Did not fix it.
I don't know what changed.
Yeah, there's nothing I can...
No,
I didn't do nothing, I don't think.
you didn't do anything. No, I probably nudged the mic and it's... See if that
Yeah,
maybe...
OBS is just being a silly.
Yeah.
Go.
But after Naruhodo-san's skillful defense at the Old Bailey, Soseki-san was free to return to Japan. And now he seems to have earned himself great fame as an author.
I'm stunned. That's a truly impressive disguise. Even I had no idea, and I'm a chief inspector at the police bureau. Who came up with Mr. Turtle, no less? Finally, are we going to address the turtle in the room?
Yes. I'm not sure you should be admitting to that, Inspector.
Fight me, Professor.
Okay.
Mr. Turtle is amazing. Mr. Turtle is peak disguise. Amazing. You're a woman of many faces, I see.
Just two, really. And it was a once-in-a-lifetime event, I hope. Oh, I'm not a patch... What? I'm not a patch on you, though, Inspector. What?
What is that sentence?
Well, I am a professional, of course.
I'll have to look up what that phrase means.
I do worry. Oh, that's not me.
I do worry about Inspector Hosonaga sometimes. I really do.
I think we should be worrying about him all the time.
Yeah.
He has tuberculosis.
Yes. Hellboy has tuberculosis. 9 months ago, when he appeared, I can't
There you
read
go.
anymore. There we go. Here at the Supreme Court to testify. He was undercover, disguised as the head waiter of a restaurant. And then
I forgot he was.
forgot forgot that
Stupid
was him.
little sailor suit, yeah.
And then on the steamship to Great Britain, of course, disguised as a sailor to keep us safe on the journey.
Yeah, which he
But he
didn't
failed.
do well.
But he fucking failed.
Though that didn't help you, did it, Kazuma-sama?
Yeah, he's dead.
From my perspective, I have to admit that I have mixed feelings about all this. I mean, now the truth has been lost forever.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the murder that the Englishwoman committed at the end of last year.
Oh, yes, it was an English doctor she killed, as I understand it.
Oh, now I'm hearing the echo.
Oh,
Dr. John H. Wilson, yes, the man I invited to Japan personally.
do you still hear it?
It went away for me, so I don't know.
The mystery
stopped.
is, why did she kill him? And now that the culprit herself is dead, we'll probably never know the answer.
This stuff tends to circle around in these games.
We are in the first trial.
Yeah. On the voyage to Great Britain, we had a most unexpected encounter. Oh gosh, I almost said it the other way. With Mr. Herlock Sholmes in The Great Detective, I mean.
Yes, I remember Mr. Sholmes well, of course.
How do you forget him?
Oh, my arch nemesis. How lightly you utter his name.
Well, according to the stories published about him in The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes, the detective once had a partner who helped him solve crimes. A best friend.
Oh, we're actually going to address this now?
And that man was an exceptional doctor of medicine by the name of John H. Wilson.
What? Dr. Wilson?
And they were roommates. I just can't believe that's a coincidence.
I think that
But
the
there was
English
only
doctor
one
of
death.
medicine killed here in Japan 9 months ago.
Must have been,
Oh shit! I
must
just
have been
remembered.
the friend and partner of Mr. Sholmes.
We have to
Agreed.
highlight it too, just in case anyone missed it.
And if that's really true, then the poor girl won't ever see her beloved father again.
Yikes.
My child, I will adopt her.
Real. As you know, I traveled to Great Britain once myself to study. It was around the time you were born.
So wait, you left your infant to go study in Great Britain?
Yeah, he's got other things to do.
Real.
We had a mom, I assume.
Yeah.
No cap.
Yes, grandmother told me about it.
So she
Oh,
was
right,
mad
right.
about it, is what I'm hearing.
Oh yeah. On returning to Japan, I took up my professorship at the Imperial Yume University. But I also serve another role as an advisor to the government on diplomatic affairs.
Yes, I was aware of that as well.
In that case, I'm sure you understand that there are some confidential matters I cannot divulge to you.
Could you just tell me one thing? Why did you summon me back to Japan?
Yeah, I thought he was dying.
Yeah. It's been 2 months since I returned. When I left England, it was because an urgent telegram had arrived from Japan. It said that you'd collapsed with a high fever and you were growing weaker by the day.
What? Where did that news come from?
We didn't ask him about that in the last 2 months.
Nah.
Holy shit.
Girl.
She was just like, wow, this is like a miracle. He seems fine.
He's aight.
My dad got better in the month it took me to get back here. That's what I'd like to know, because after that long sea voyage, I found you in fine health, Father. Why didn't you fucking ask just a minute? Was there something in Great Britain that you perceived might inconvenience me in some way or harm me?
And just went, you know what? Naruhodo-san, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
That guy.
That's really the only explanation I can think of. Or he didn't send it. Dun, dun, dun.
Dear me. Do you reserve your most cutting glares for your father, Susato?
Everyone else, she does a takedown. I think you might want to stick with the glares.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my dear.
Let me go!
Oh, fuck.
Oh. Menimemoism.
So, one throw wasn't enough for you.
Oh, she's ready to fight.
She will protect her girlfriend. I've got one last thing to say before they take me away, Professor.
Oh boy.
Me?
I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. In that
Oh.
visiting student's fate.
Oh.
Visiting student? Giselle Brett, you mean? No, not her. The student of law who left for Great Britain 8 months ago.
Oh, what?
Kazuma?
Student of law? He must mean Kazuma-sama. What are you talking about? What does any of this have to do with Kazuma-sama?
Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on that steamship, and that he'll never. Ugh!
Oh, shit!
Oh, Judge takedown. Judge is out of the ballpark.
Damn.
He's in the ring.
Like, who needs a bailiff for that? Sorry, Bailiff Emma, you have no job now.
Someone
what
ate
the-
his JoJo's this
Yeah.
morning.
Judge
Look,
O's.
He was 5 minutes late to the ball pit. They've already closed. Judge is pissed. Well, I didn't expect to find him in here. What were you officers playing at? Terribly sorry, Your Excellency!
Just doing what he asked us.
Bailiff Elmo, I'm disappointed.
I was coming to tell you that the rickshaw has arrived, Eugene, and it's a good job. A good job I came by.
Yes, thank you for dealing with him, and I'll be there shortly.
Oh, Your Excellency. Totally a man, I am.
The trial's over. I'm not Your Excellency anymore. Merely your father's friend, Seishiro Jikoku.
Oh, did he know?
And may I say that
And
since
they
I
were
saw you
roommates,
last, you seem to have taken on a more dashing appearance.
Did everybody know that we were a girl the whole time?
Yes.
Whoa
Susato.
there, honey bun.
Did you know all along from the start of the trial?
A judge sees everything, Susato.
Oh.
That's
Yuck.
right. You tell him, boyfriend. I mean, I couldn't let you take the risk. If Seishiro here hadn't known, and then he'd recognized you.
And they were
So I had a
husbands.
word in his ear beforehand as an old boyfriend.
Ah.
What?
So, Seishiro, shall we ride into the sunset magically? majestically?
Yes. Having ruled on that case, we now have various diplomatic issues to address.
A relationship?
Before you go, Father.
Sorry, my dear. We shall have to return to our earlier conversation at a later date. I have a ball pit to catch. But well done again, both of you. You did admirably.
Oh, thank you very much. What did you think of my Seishiro sling, eh? It's been a while since I sent a man flying like that.
What's the last time? What the?
Well, dollar margaritas at Chili's?
Margaritas at Chili's, baby! Yeah! Woo-hoo!
Whatever could Father be hiding from me? Oh God. About Giselle Brett, about Dr. Wilson. And now it seems, according to the reporter,
Margaritas at Chili's.
about Kazuma-sama. I'm gonna have to bring this up with Father sometime,
Someday.
when nobody else is around. Someday I'll get the courage back up to ask my dad a question it took me 2 months to figure out.
Oh, Judicial Assistant Mikotoba-san, Esquires. Could I have a word?
She is no longer a judicial assistant, my dude.
Hey,
She
bitch,
is.
I'm a fucking lawyer.
She's a motherfucking lawyer.
Have not
Took her
passed the
lawyer
bar.
O's.
Have we determined whether or not there's actually a bar in this?
No. I don't know. I think you just get the armband and you're called a lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't remember Naruhodo having to, like, pass a test, which is probably good.
Yeah, he would not fail. He would fail that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, of course, Soseki-san. What is it?
I think perhaps it could be fate that we're meeting again, like this now. You see,
Have you been accused of murder again?
there's something I need to tell you.
Oh?
I believe, that it may be related to the reason why your father summoned you back from England.
This I have to hear.
Ryunosuke's major isn't even law.
Please, Soseki-san, tell me at once.
No, I will. As you know, my time in England was, terrible, cursed, I have no doubt.
I mean, you got a cat there, so.
Except for the cat, I really like the cat, but, such awful things I was embroiled in. Thank goodness, locum student Naruhodo-san Esquire stepped in. After he secured my freedom, I couldn't wait to get on a ship back there from my homeland. Having arrived in Japan, I submitted a report about my experiences to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The next thing I knew, I had a visitor. It was your father, Professor Mikotoba. He wanted to ask me all sorts of things about my report.
My father?
He seemed to be especially taken with a particular part of the report. Anyway, he left eventually, having thoroughly quizzed me. But it was the very next day that he sent the telegram to ask you, asking you to return to Japan.
Sus.
What was it then? The particular part my father was interested in?
I don't really know exactly.
Okay.
What? Do you remember them? Those two terrible cases I got caught up in.
Of course, I could never forget.
Your father seemed to concern himself mainly with the second case.
The second one? You mean...
The one Mr. Sholmes forbade any of us to talk about in public. Yeah.
Which is why the only case involving you that any member of the public is aware of is the first.
Yeah, well, I don't care. I don't have to listen to what a dastardly detective says. Anyway, the point is, it seems that case somehow holds the key to all these curious unanswered questions. That horrific, hideous, heinous case. The case of the haunted lodgings.
Okay, well, we have a mystery on our hands.
The case somehow caused my father to summon me urgently back to Japan. I thought that whole business was over, but it seems I was wrong. Perhaps that was only the start. Perhaps the story is not yet told. To be continued.
Everything goes back to Kazuma, the hot one.
Oh,
Oh.
fade to white.
We get a
So,
cutscene.
The mystery of that English woman's death is solved, thank goodness. And having stood in the Supreme Court now, I think I can comprehend a little better. How you must be feeling as you fight for people's freedom in a foreign land, Naruhodo-san. But actually, I'm writing to you today because of another matter. I met Soseki-san and we talked about that second case he was involved in. Father has said nothing to me, but I feel certain of it. That case holds the key to some great unsolved mystery. My notes on the case should still be in the office, tucked away at the back of the shelves on the left. Perhaps you might like to look over them again. Today, for the first time this year, it feels as though summer has arrived. The sky is a brilliant blue. It makes me long to see you again.
Aww.
Yours, Susato.
So when are you coming back?
Yeah, please. We need help.
I'm so curious about how he's doing without her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably not
dying. Literally dying. Probably.
All right. And we've finished the case.
Yippee! Susato, best girl, best lawyer.
All right. So I think this might be a good place to end.
Yeah.
Real.
Next stream, Sunday. Yeah, because today's Friday. Sunday, 10
Yes.
o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Anyone got any announcements they'd like to share?
Nope.
Not today.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, all. Hope to see you all again. And yeah, that's all I got. Thanks, all. Have a good night.
Thanks for coming.
Goodbye.
Bye.